I'm engaged, but my best friend just told me he loves me. What should I do? This is OKOP, home of the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia. And Riley, what do you do when your best friend rushes in and yells, I object at your wedding?
You gotta pick, gotta be on the spot. Who gives you the most laughter? Who makes you feel safe? If the best friend's not cutting it, that's an awkward conversation.
We just watched The Notebook, and I feel like that's this.
Yo, that's a good point.
I mean, I guess they weren't best friends.
This is giving me maid of honor type vibe.
Oh, interesting conspiracy. Well, let's find out what's going on. So Honeybee123321 says, I know that this sub has a huge issue with large age gaps, so I would like to point out that the age gap between my fiance and I is not the center of this post, and I would appreciate it if you kept your opinions about that to yourselves.
What? I'm interested in what this age gap is.
Well, we're about to find out, but you've got to keep your opinions to yourselves.
Okay, I won't say anything about the age gap.
We won't say anything. As some backstory, I met my best friend Trevor, 39 male, and my fiance Bert, 44 male, almost 5 years ago when I was 22. Now 27 female, and they were 40 and 34.
Okay. We can do math though.
Well, we know.
We're just doing math. We're not making any assumptions.
We're just repeating. OP was 22 when they met their fiance who was 40 and their best friend who was 34. They are now 27.
That's 18 years and 12 years.
Anyway, they both work together, and for privacy purposes, I'm keeping their occupation a secret. But I met Burke first, and we became good friends, and then I met Trevor next. I was immediately infatuated with Trevor. Him and I spoke quite a bit. We went out on a few dates, and I thought he felt the same way about me. But one day, he dropped a bomb on me, where he basically told me he never felt anything for me other than friendship and doesn't want to lead me on anymore. I played it cool and pretended that I too only wanted friendship, and he laughed and said, great, glad we're on the same page.
Okay.
So he friend-zoned her, and now maybe is coming back?
I have my thoughts on this.
Okay, we'll get back to it. Save those thoughts. I was bitter and spiteful at first, but eventually I got over it, and Trevor and I became best friends. And instead of avoiding him and cutting him out, my pride got in the way, and I didn't want to appear butthurt, so I carried on like nothing happened. I have zero feelings for Trevor now. We're much better off being friends than lovers anyway. Before, I only ever saw Burke when he was at work. Him and I had a running joke where I owed him a date. He gave me a lift home one day because it was raining, and he said, now you owe me dinner. And after joking around about it for a few years, one day I said, heck with it, Burke. Let's go get dinner. Just imagining this 22-year-old being like, the heck with it, Burke.
Go get dinner.
Also, I'm assuming that these are fake names, so I'm wondering why they chose Burke. Is that like a common name somewhere?
I don't know. It's probably your dog's name.
Burke?
Because she loves Burke.
I guess so.
I don't know where she got the name.
Where'd you get this name from? So we went out as friends and had a good time, and we kept hanging out afterwards, going out for coffee and dinner and to the beach. And then after a few months of hanging out, I developed feelings for him. And apparently he also had feelings for me. And one evening after a Game of Thrones marathon, we ended up having sex.
Wow.
Whoa. After a Game of Thrones marathon, that put you in the mood?
Dude, have you not seen Game
I
of Thrones?
have.
They throw down.
Yeah, but it's like half of it's incest.
But the other half.
And
let's just assume they were watching the other half.
The other half is not that much better.
I've never seen it. I just know.
Oh, it's super bloody. I only got through 5 seasons. And then I couldn't continue. Well, anyway, they got in the mood. Burke and I slept together for a few months, and we weren't sure if our feelings were because of the sex or if we really did like one another. So we stopped with the sex, and the feelings never left. So we just decided to start dating.
Aw.
That's nice.
It's kind of slow.
Yeah. And it's been pretty great ever since. We have had minimal problems, and the ones we had were easily resolved. Burke and I have been together for 1.5 years and engaged for almost a year. We're getting married in a month.
Wow.
Okay. That's exciting. Burke and Trevor have grown a bit closer since Burke and I got together. And Trevor is even going to be one of Burke's groomsmen in the wedding. I thought everything was perfect and we were all one big happy family.
I wish it would just stop right here.
Let's stop right here. We're done. The story's over. But Riley, what were those thoughts that you were talking about earlier?
Yes. If I'm implying, right, Trevor didn't really have romantic feelings for her in the beginning, but then he developed them over time. Recently, in high school, I was with someone I was like, ooh, should I date him? Should I not? And I wasn't really feeling it, and I didn't. And then recently, they came back in my life, and I'm like, ooh, should I date him? Should I not? And I still have the same feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a gut reaction. Even though people can change over time, I think just trust your gut. You don't need to force something.
Yeah.
But we don't know what Trevor's feeling.
Yeah, I also think it's a little suspicious that he's, or not, maybe not suspicious, but he's like buddies now with Burke. Like, that's awkward.
But they work together. Aren't you pals with the people you work with?
No, I hate all the people.
She doesn't talk to me outside of the podcast.
No, this is
actually true.
This is an on-screen friendship, and that's it. Yeah.
Just reads her book and watches TikToks.
Well, my book is very good. I'm reading Mistborn, if you've heard of it. It's amazing. Anywho, let's get back to the wedding. Now for my problem. Trevor and I went out for a walk last night, and before we parted ways, he told me he's in love with me. Oh my God. He told me that back then, when we first met, he didn't feel it at the time, but as I've gotten older and matured and whatever, he suddenly realized that he made a mistake and he thinks we are compatible and that I became the kind of woman he wants to date. But when he realized this, Burke and I announced our relationship to the world. Whoa. Too little, too late, Trevor.
Buddy.
Yeah. I told Trevor that this was the worst timing. She agrees. I can't believe he did this to me. I'm getting married in a month and this is totally messed up. This is such like a man thing to like tell your, best girlfriend that you have feelings for her and, expecting her to reciprocate.
Dude, men and emotions.
Don't worry.
We're not friends.
Men and emotions.
We don't do this.
Yeah. Yikes.
So like whenever we're able to like say something like that, it's just, you just better be glad we said it. We weren't going to.
She's not glad. What did she say? She said it's totally messed up. He told me he's sorry, but he had to let his feelings be known now before I get married. He said he also hopes that some part of me still wants him. And then he told me to take some time to process this and let him know my decision later on in the week. That's so formal. She's going to send him like a little like written note.
With a little stamp on it.
He gave her one of those like prom things that says like date, yes, no. Just like check one off. She
makes a new box and says, "Get away from me."
My decision, I still love Burke. He's the man I'm going to marry. I feel like that was, pretty obvious. Trevor. All my feelings for Trevor left years ago as soon as I realized he was leading me on and never felt anything for me. Also, the leading, it seems like he did have some sort of feelings at the beginning because he was leading her on.
But men and emotions.
Men and emotions.
But okay.
Work on those
I do
guys.
have something against Trevor.
What?
He's 34.
Yeah.
His brain should be clicking by now.
Yeah. No.
I have friends that like after their brains developed, they said everything just started making sense. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I know we're not allowed to mention the age difference, but their brains should be fully formed and functioning. And the fact that Trevor
slacking,
it's weird. All my feelings for Trevor left years ago as soon as I realized he was leading me on and never felt anything for me. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is going to change everything. Trevor and I will no longer be friends. Our wedding is going to be one man short, and not to mention Burke and Trevor still work together and they have to interact with one another quite a bit at work, and this is going to be such a mess. Part of me also feels like this is Trevor continuing to mess around with my head. He didn't want me back then, so I moved on, and now that I'm getting married, he wants what he can't have. I have no idea. That's so true. He's interested in the chase.
Dude, that's real though.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
You want what you can't have, right?
Well, I got like friend zoned recently, and I was like,
but you were interested in her before the friend zoning.
I know, but like I still like I even want it more now. I'm like, oh, what can I do to make her accept me?
Yeah, but I feel like that's because you were interested before, whereas Trevor was like rejected and then he's coming back.
Okay.
So I feel like I think it's a little bit different scenario. I have to tell my soon-to-be husband, but I don't know when or how. Like when he comes home from work, do I just blurt it out? Do I do it over supper? Do I do it before bed? I know that this is going to cause a pretty big awkward mess, and I want to sort this out with as minimal casualties as possible. Burke worked late last night, so when he came home, I had already finished bawling my eyes out and I was fast asleep. And when he woke up this morning, I had already left for work. It's 12 p.m. where I live, and Burke will be home at 7 p.m. That gives me 7 hours to work this out in my head. She's gonna create a whole game plan. Yeah, that's tough.
Step by step.
It's not only tough because it's like just an awkward thing to be like, hey, this guy, that we've known forever just confessed his love to me. But also he's Burke's best, or what, not best man, but men. What are the rest of the men called? Men of honor. Groomsmen.
Oh, the best man?
Groomsmen. No, the other men.
Oh,
they're
the
groomsmen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. There we go. And so now he's gonna find out that his groomsman
trying to get his lady.
Yikes.
Sounds like a duel.
Yeah. At dawn. No, sorry, at 7 p.m. I'm so
Wait, 7:30.
7th. Yeah. You gotta
get home, break the news,
find out, and then
get mad, call them.
Yeah, and then traffic. Maybe 7:45. I'm so upset right now. I just lost my best friend. There's no way Trevor and I can continue hanging out anymore. And once I tell Burke, he's most likely not going to like me continuing to talk to Trevor, which is understandable. Sorry if this post is long and all over the place. I'm just so stressed out. Yowza. That's rough. Yeah.
I still want to talk about this age gap, but
yeah, we're not allowed to.
Kind of can't.
Everyone else in the comments, we have no control over you.
We don't. Yeah, please.
Our hands are tied.
How awkward it is. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. What do you think's gonna happen though?
I think Trevor is gonna make a big. Well, I think the husband, when he gets home, Burke, or the fiance, he's gonna be like, "What?" And he's gonna go fight. He's gonna go. Yeah, I know. I was like, "Where is it?" Toss me, Mike. We should make them more aerodynamic. Okay. I think Burke is gonna come home and he's gonna be like, "Hello, sweetie," and OP's gonna be like, "Burke, I have something." Burke, like in How to Train Your Dragon. The place.
Oh, she found it.
I found it. She's gonna be like, "Burke, Trevor confessed his love to me," and Burke's gonna be like, "Yeah," and he's gonna go fight Trevor.
Nice. I think Burke's gonna win though.
Yeah,
because Burke's more experienced.
Yeah,
aka older.
which that's all we'll say about that.
This would make way more sense if they were like one was 24 and one was 30.
This seems like such like
take 10 years away, please.
I was gonna say something about the age gap. If hypothetically, if you were an older person and you were interested in a younger person, maybe you're already a little bit more immature. But there are some relevant comments on the age gap. They're going to talk about it.
Oh boy.
It's because an older man dating a much younger girl is seen as either A, he has something wrong with him, B, she has daddy issues, or C, a combination of both, and the older guy wants to control the younger girl. It's foolish, really. I'm glad my relationship gives you hope, girl. I'm a bit of an old soul and I had to mature faster than most girls. So while my friends were 18, 19 drinking and having fun with their boyfriends, I was living alone, working full-time to support myself while going to college. Guys my age just don't cut it for me anymore. The way I see it, if you're both happy and over the age of 19, age is just a number. Cutting off Trevor is best. OP continues, I already plan on cutting Trevor out. The whole situation just breaks my heart because I didn't see it coming at all. And now I just have to adjust to life without having my best friend around. And Burke now has to deal with working next to a guy who tried to steal his fiance.
Sad face emoji.
Sad face emoji. Emoticon. That's an emoticon, right? Like emoji is
OG sad face emoji.
You're right.
How's work life gonna be?
Yeah, no, that's really awkward.
Just like looking at the guy.
Hopefully they don't work like really close.
But I think they collaborate.
They must, because they seem like they're close friends. Close enough that, she was going to be, I feel like Trevor was probably going to be invited to the wedding regardless, but close enough that
Trevor's going to be one of the dudes.
Well, no, I mean, if he weren't friends with Burke.
That is true.
That he's close enough to both of them that, he's also one of the groomsmen.
Yeah, I think a duel.
I think this is gonna be a little messy. Anyway, there is an update.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna find out if it's as messy as we predicted. I spoke to Burke that night.
Oh.
At 7 p.m. on the dot.
Oh.
He came home from work, and before he got too comfy, I told him we needed to talk, and then we sat down and spoke. I started by telling him about the start of mine and Trevor's relationship because he didn't know how our friendship began. Oh,
the lore. Just show the Reddit post.
Yeah. She's like, here you go. I used to have feelings for him, and then he turned me down. I then told him about how he confessed to being in love with me and how I have zero feelings for him. I love Burke and only Burke, and he's the man I'm going to marry. Burke didn't look too surprised. He said he had a feeling that something like this was going to happen because every time Trevor, Burke, and I are in the same general area, Trevor always has this look on his face and seems annoyed and agitated in general.
Interesting.
Yikes. He always assumed Trevor was salty about our relationship together. Apparently, it's common gossip around the workplace that Trevor wants a piece of Burke's woman. Okay. Is it a bit of a red flag that Burke didn't say anything?
It's like workplace drama,
that directly involves OP.
His woman. Yeah.
That's also just like a weird, if they're saying like he wants a piece of
your woman.
That's so antiquated.
Yeah, no, this is.
Yeah.
I would say
very juvenile.
Yeah, it does sound, but it's workplace drama, so he's probably like, oh, it doesn't really mean anything. And if he did say something to him, then it would affect their like work performance, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he should have told OP though that like, hey, I think Trevor might be, like not like stop being friends with him, which is I think that's good that he didn't do. But like I feel like he should have been like, hey,
notice this.
Notice this if like, because it seems like OP wasn't noticing it at all, or maybe he thought that OP did notice and was just ignoring it.
Yeah. But think about the other thing. What if all this was happening and he did say something, but nothing was going on behind the scenes?
That's true.
How awkward would it have been?
That is true. Because a lot of times, you know, partners can be in these stories can be like, stop being friends with your male best friend and overthinking. So maybe he was like, I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, the Reddit story would have been like, my fiance wants me to stop being friends with my male best friend. And then the update would have been like, he's actually in love with me, my male best friend.
Yeah, well, let's see what he does. So he already kind of knew. Burke also told me that he's kind of glad this happened in a way because part of him always worried that I had feelings for Trevor or was going to leave him for Trevor because Trevor is a bit closer to me, to my age than he is. Yeah, what was the 44 and 30? 34. Okay, so we got 10 in tens.
Or 38.
30. Oh.
She's 27 now.
Okay,
27, Trevor's 38, and
he's 44.
Burke is 44.
That's not, you know, they're closer in age, Burke and Trevor. I messaged Trevor and told him that there was no choice and that I love Burke and I'm getting married to him next month. Trevor left me on red and removed me from Facebook almost immediately afterwards.
Not Facebook.
Oh my God, what is she gonna do? I've seen him out in public a few times here and there, but we never spoke. He wouldn't even look at me. After about a week or two, he texted me and told me that he's sorry things had to come to this. He was almost 100% certain that I still had feelings for him and that this was going to have a different ending. He told me he's kicking himself in the butt for dicking me around in the past and missing out on his chance with me, and told me if I changed my mind, I know how to contact him. I never replied.
Still got hope.
Why? He was like, I'm so certain that she's 100. Like, what? If she had feelings for you, she would be with you, not Burke.
But he overanalyzed everything.
He was like, oh my God, she looked at me.
3 years ago, there was this one time where she touched my arm and felt something.
Yeah, I'm 100% certain that she felt something too. Enough that she's going to leave her fiance, who she's getting married to in a month, for me.
Yeah.
Also, just like the audacity to be like, if you ever change your mind, you know where to find me. I'll be waiting. That's weird.
That is weird.
Move on. I feel closer to my fiance more than ever, and we both decided to try for a baby. I've been thinking of asking Burke about starting a family for a while now, but I wanted to wait until after the wedding so I wasn't trying to squeeze my pregnant belly into a wedding dress. And apparently he was having the same thoughts as I was. I took my last BCP on Saturday, and we've both been really busy putting in some last minute wedding plans and trying to make a baby. Wait, hold on. What's BCP?
I was about to ask you that. That sounds like a lady term.
Oh, birth control pill. It is a lady term.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't supposed to know that.
I've never seen the BCP. They finish up. Thanks for your help, Reddit. A piece of me still feels hollow because I just lost my best friend of 5 years. And part of me wishes there was a different outcome where I could have both my man and my bestie in my life and things could go back to the way they used to be. But I know that's impossible. But I'll be okay in the end. I wish I could invite you all to the wedding, but sadly we're already full. Well, actually, you have one spot.
Yeah.
You have one spot open.
Invite one of us.
Yeah.
Come on.
There are some relevant comments. Before we get into those, let's
honestly
take it in.
She was like, yo, I'm not going to go for you.
Yeah.
I'm with my fiance. Yeah. I made up my mind.
That's honestly, that must be so satisfying to like
be Burke.
Be rejected. No, well, be Burke, but be rejected. And then like 5 years later, be like, you know what? I've come so far. I don't need you anymore. You don't deserve me.
It's pretty good for Burke too, I would say.
Yeah. Also, just like it's frustrating to know that Trevor was very aware that he was leading her on this whole time, and then or like in the past, and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna reject you."
At least some part of his brain was working.
Yeah. Yikes! But there are some relevant. Oh wait, what?
She was a rock in a chaos of storm because she wasn't like
she was being flung around. Oh no, because she wasn't being flung around. She was like a boulder.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a little pebble zooming around.
No, she was a big boulder.
She was a big boulder holding her
ground.
Exactly. There are some relevant comments. This one's from Sharks for Parks. I love that. I love that name. Know a guy who did this with every woman he met, but he didn't love them. Just the idea of being in love with them.
Yo.
So true. I think Trevor needs to go to therapy.
That's a good point.
Yeah. OP says, I'm kind of getting the I don't want you, but I don't want anyone else to have you vibes from Trevor, TBH. When I was still single/secretly dating Burke, he was just my good old buddy Trev. But as soon as we came open about our relationship, we kept it in the dark pretty much right until we moved in together because of the fear of backlash over our age differences. Trevor started to get weird. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, that's what he wants. He just, he can't deal with you being with anyone else.
What is that,
but he
territorial?
I don't know it's territorial. It's just like you can, maybe you can only, no, actually, I think it is territorial. I think that's exactly right. It's like you can only be with me. Oh, no, you can't be with me, but you can't be with anyone else either. OP once again on the age gap. I was 22 and still in college when I met Burke. I graduated since then, obviously, and I'm working full time now. But still, lol, I get where most people are coming from the whole age difference thing. But for me, age is just a number. As long as you love each other and have a connection and one of you isn't taking advantage of the other, then age doesn't matter. Hence the 17-year age gap between my soon-to-be husband and I. She's
an old soul, though.
She's an old soul. I was 25 and he was 42 when we started pursuing one another. I was the one who went after him, not the other way around. What is wrong with this sub? Lol, large age gaps don't equal that both parties involved have something wrong with them.
Wait, let me do some math real quick.
What math are you doing?
42 divided by 2 plus 7.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, the rule that I've heard is half your age plus 7.
I got 28. But wait. How old is he now?
He's 44.
Okay, 44.
And she's 27.
I give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Divided by 2 plus 7. She's 27. Now she's 29. Give it 3 more years and she'll hit.
Yeah, wait 3 years. Met when we were 22 and 39. We didn't start doing anything until I was 25 and he was 42. And I instigated it because I liked him. He wasn't like, oh damn, a young woman to take advantage of and abuse. Let's hop on that. No, he was hesitant about being more than friends with benefits at first because of the age gap. And then we stayed in the dark for a while afterwards, but eventually he got tired of hiding it and said the hell with it, and literally no one in our life has a problem with it. My parents are 5 to 8 years older than Burke, and they welcomed him with open arms.
Okay, I honestly don't feel like this is a huge thing because she has realized she is very different than her peers, very more oldly mature. Honestly, I feel like I could date a 40-year-old woman and be okay because of my maturity. I'm on her side.
She's asked us not to comment, so I won't. But the only but I will comment on I will repeat that the parents are 5 to 8 years older than Burke.
Wait, question. What if, no, that's different. I once dated a chick where her dad was like 70 and my grandpa was like 65.
Oh, that's different.
Okay. All right.
That doesn't have, that's not in the relationship. So
that is true.
On if she wasted her 20s. I was never bored though. That's just how I chose to live. My friends used to give me a hard time about it, call me Grandma Dan or Old Lady Danielle, but it didn't bother me really. While they spent their weekends hungover, I spent them reading a book or rock climbing.
Oh.
I do that. I don't rock climb, but I read books. I chose to experiment and have fun in my 20s by doing things that were exciting. I mean, I guess I lied when I said I never drank. I've drank like twice. Whoa, how dare you lie about that? And I've been drunk once and I hated every minute of it. I chose to experiment and have fun by bungee jumping, flying a plane, hiking, exploring, road tripping, camping, cliff diving, things like that. I don't think I'm going to look back at my life and think I wasted any bit of it. I think I had a pretty good life. That's pretty cool.
That's nice. I love that for you.
That is cool. it seems like you're having fun with your life.
You have like friends that are also interested in this.
That's so true. I'm like, I'm just wondering about like your if you have kind of a base of friends who are around your age.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that is an important thing to have. I don't think having friends older than you is a problem. Like I have a lot of, friends who are, much like twice their age or something. I think that's different than having a relationship with someone older than you. But I think it is important to have like, a base of friends who aren't your partner.
That is true.
One, yeah, but also around your age.
Do you think she did the right thing?
Oh yeah. I think getting Trevor out of her life was an important thing for her. Especially if like he this whole time has kind of been waiting. It seems like he's been waiting on Burke's downfall.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, she's eventually going to come to me. And then when it like wasn't happening, he's like, I'm gonna force the issue.
That is true.
Which is weird.
How do you think Burke and Trevor are gonna be in the workplace?
That's weird.
Because I think there's already been
gossip
before.
Yeah, true. Everyone's gonna know about this. That's so awkward for Trevor.
And if Trevor's like butthurt about it,
yeah, it's gonna be workplace drama. I would love to be at that work.
Really?
As like a bystander.
It's like just fly on the wall.
Like, oh my god, did you hear about Burke and Trevor? Drama.
She'd be stirring it up. She would be.
I would be. I'd be like, oh my god, like guess what I heard?
You know what I would love to hear?
This next story?
Yes.
My fiance proposed to me, but it turns out the ring is fake. He bought a name brand box off of eBay. Should I stay or should I go? This is OKOP, home of the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia and Riley. Are you staying? Are you going? If you get a ring pop, that's your ring.
Ring pop leaving. But it depends on the percentage of how real the diamond is. You know what I'm talking about? The lab ones that are like 99% real.
I personally don't. I would not care. Like I don't need diamonds. Like I don't care how expensive the ring is as long as it like kind of looks good.
You hear that, boys? She doesn't care about the diamond.
I don't care about the diamonds. Also, because most times diamonds aren't like ethically mined, and I personally don't love the look of diamonds like on most rings. Like I think.
What would you want? Like a chocolate diamond?
Like an emerald?
Emerald.
No. Chocolate diamonds are. I actually had to do a whole research thing on this, but chocolate diamonds that was a whole kind of like marketing scam. They were originally chocolate diamonds were like, what's the word? Like not leftovers, but they were just kind of rejects of actual diamonds. Yeah, leftovers kind
Scraps.
of. Yeah, but they were like rejected diamonds, and they were seen as very like not good.
Okay.
Maybe you should put this at the end. But yeah, they were seen as like just like not sellable. And then this one company marketed them as chocolate diamonds, and were able to sell them for like much more than they're worth.
Huh.
Yeah. Fun facts.
Fun facts. I love that. But emerald.
No, but I would love like an emerald or like a ruby or something. I think that would be pretty. But I don't really wear rings either. So, anywho, I know a pass. What's that say?
I know a cheap ass.
I know a cheap ass? What does that mean? I know a cheap. Oh.
Great username.
I know a cheap ass.
Definitely top 10.
Which is going to be
top 10 usernames.
Is it? I liked the Shark Parks one.
But this one has to relate to the story.
Yeah. Also, I just completely butchered that. Anyway. Oh, I know a cheap ass. It took me so long.
Someone do a countdown of how long that took her to get that.
It took me long to read
30
it.
seconds
It took me 30 seconds just to be like, oh, we're talking cheapskates. I'm sorry, guys. It's not that early anymore, but it is early enough that I'm not.
Shouldn't have her tea.
I did.
You did? And you're acting like this?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Anyways, so my fiance Mark, 30 male, and I, 25 female, have been together for 2 years. 2 months ago, he asked me to marry him, and he gave me a beautiful Cartier engagement ring. I was really excited, and of course I said yes. It was a beautiful ring, and I was excited to be marrying the man I love.
Okay, what is that kind of ring?
Look it up. You can't show it to me, so I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. Oh, this is so pretty.
Yeah, just like a traditional.
Oh, it's like
ring.
We got an emerald cut, and then we got other ones. Okay, you go, guy. That's a good gift.
Oh, well, it was fake.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was almost
fake.
It was fake. Yeah, I think honestly, this is me. Like, I think the problem was that he lied about it. I feel like he could have been like, "Hey, I can't afford this."
We don't know though.
We don't know. We don't know. Let's find out more. The other day, Mark and I worked together. I overheard 2 coworkers talking about Mark. Someone mentioned that Mark makes so much money, but he didn't even give his girlfriend a real ring. All this workplace drama.
I wish it was the other way around.
What?
Like, Mark doesn't make much money, but he got her a really expensive ring.
Oh, yeah, that's such a good point because he can't afford it, apparently. Yeah.
So bad.
The person asked for clarification, and it turns out that Mark bought a Cartier box off of eBay, then bought a CZ ring to put in the box.
Whoa.
What is CZ? What is that?
CZ ring. Let's look it up. Dabadoo.
Yabba-dabba-doo.
We'll see how much is Okay, CZ ring costs $13, $50, $250, $128.
What's like the max?
The most I'm seeing right now is like $260. Okay, that's how much they cost. What is a Z?
Cubic zirconia, also known as CZs, are manufactured gemstones that look similar to diamonds. They are colorless gemstones made up of crystalline form of zirconium dioxide. Most CZs are clear or white. However, their natural colorless allows manufacturers to color them with coloring agent.
Okay.
So I think that's also what they use when they're like displaying fake diamonds, to my knowledge. Like if you see in museums, most times they won't have actual diamonds on display. They'll have the cubic zirconium, I think. I'm
gonna create some animosity at the end of this story.
Okay, let's keep going. I didn't want to believe it. Then I took my ring to a jeweler to get it checked. My ring is essentially worthless. It isn't anywhere near a diamond. Mark is on business right now. I'm so upset I haven't answered any of his calls or texts. I don't know what to say. Am I wrong for being this upset? I'm honestly starting to think this is a deal breaker. He's so cheap and stingy with his money, but at least I thought he'd buy me a good ring when I know he can afford it. What should I do? I think that is a deal breaker.
Yeah, because it's not about
it's not about the money.
It's about the trust.
No, it's not. It's about the trust. Like, and also that he can afford it, and he's, like if you can't afford it, that's like total. Like, I don't know.
Figure it out.
Also, I feel like
Do
that's
what you
also a
did.
conversation that you can have with your partner. You can be like, hey, like maybe, you know, this isn't the best. I don't know.
Be like, hey, this whole thing about traditional wedding rings was just not.
Yeah, let's skip that. I don't know. Maybe that's also bad if he comes to her. He's like, this whole thing with traditional wedding
Like,
rings
come
is
on.
expensive.
Do we really need to put a label on it?
Yeah. No, that seems a bit maybe. Yeah. This all seems like a
Yes.
red flag.
Huge one. Would you stay or would you go?
I would go. But also, I don't think this would. I think if I were in a relationship with someone who knew me, I wouldn't want a real, you know.
Okay, what if they got you what you wanted, but it was like fake? It was like you dropped it. Okay, here's what happened.
I think only if they lied to me. I think that's where it comes. I think
Okay.
if they were like, hey, I got you this nice ring and I liked it and, you know, it was non-tarnishing or something, I'd be chill with it. But I think if they were like, I got you this $3,000 ring and to show you how much I love you, and then I found out that it was fake, I think that would be like,
What is a good like ring price? Because I thought like a
I don't
good ring
know.
price
They
was
can
like
be really expensive.
$10,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's
But I think
true.
that's reasonable. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
because I think like a lot of diamonds can be up to 10,000, but I think on the cheaper side, it can be like a couple thousand.
Ladies, let us know how much was your
I'm
ring?
sorry, I've never been
worth?
engaged.
I don't know.
I don't wear rings.
I'm probably not
ever.
gonna buy one for like 10 years. So
Yeah, that is an investment, but again, I think it's the lying. I think that's the problem here.
yeah.
There are some relevant comments. Big B gives advice for what OP should say to Mark, and they said, quote, Mark, let's go get the ring appraised for insurance purposes. It's so beautiful. I want to make sure it's protected. Then watches his world burns around him. Or so says my SO after I read him this post.
That's so good.
That's great. I think that's a great, like,
Oh my god.
that's so petty and I love it in like a good way.
What if they did that and then he like actually got her like a good ring?
Oh, like they did it and then either they
Like he
what do you mean?
swapped it like last second.
Oh, he's like, oh look, it's super expensive. But that would be even more annoying if I found out that, you know, he swapped it. I'd be like, so you could afford it, you were just trying to beat, and she fell. I'd be mad. I can't read these names. Ray says, hold up, he's bragging about tricking you to people at work. That's true. How did they know?
Whoa.
That is such a good point. Because I was thinking, I was like, how did they find out? Are they all just like really good at spotting fakes? That was my mind. I was like,
Work
wow,
at a
they're all
jewelry
really,
company?
are they all appraisers? Hold up. He's bragging about tricking you to people at work? Lord have mercy. Is this fool stupid? He must be, because anyone that works in office knows that stuff spreads like wildfire. Not only is he stupid, he's a scammer with zero respect for your intelligence. That ain't love. Is he seriously 30 damn years old? Ditch this loser. He ain't worth it. When he asks you why, tell him you want someone that'll take you seriously, not an effing clown.
Wow. Pop
These
off.
comments are popping off. Also, what's up with I feel like these 30-year-olds are so immature in these stories.
I'm gonna double check. What does your brain start to click? When does
I think it's supposed to be around 28 for men. I want to say 25, 28.
fully develop male? 25.
25, yeah, 25.
What?
You are 5 years past being able to act like this. Yikes.
Oh. What's female?
Yowza. Fast. Oh, there is an update though.
Oh, female, same, 25.
Yeah. What? I thought it was
I thought
earlier.
that you guys
maybe
did it way
that's a lie.
faster.
Maybe that's just like a thing they say.
I don't believe it.
I don't know. Maybe that's just to allow men
Oh,
to
when does okay? Here we go.
get off
Different
scot-free.
website says
Okay.
the male UK shows the brain continues to develop after childhood and puberty. It is not fully developed until people are well until their 30s and 40s. What? Ah, dude.
I don't know. A lot of mixed messages. Let us know in the comments if your brain is developed.
But he should know better.
He should know better regardless. I think even if you're 25, you should know better. I think even at any age, except maybe
If you're like under the
If
age of
you're-
18,
under the age of 18, I'll be like, okay, you're like a teenager. But you know, after that,
you're like 9 and you want to marry someone, go for it. Yeah, give the ring pop, do whatever. Make
give
it
the ring,
cute.
yeah, make it informal. Yeah, I want a ring pop. I haven't had a ring pop for a while, but there is an update, fast update here. So shout out to to the two people that we read. I appreciated all of your feedback, but these two had the best comments. I agree, especially the latter. I put her plan into motion. This is so sneaky. I love it. Also, if you messaged me death threats and abuse, please jump off a building. Why are you messaging this person death threats? Why? That's so rude. I'm not a selfish or materialistic person. I expected honesty from my future spouse. Nothing more, nothing less. I haven't taken a dime from Mark. Everything nice that I have was paid for by me. I don't need to be with him for his money because I have my own. What I do want is consideration and thoughtfulness from my partner, not lies. If he had even gotten me something that was made from silver with my birthstone, I would have accepted it because at least it came from the heart and showed thought behind it. I did not in any way, shape, or form demand a brand name ring or any sort of ridiculously expensive ring.
She just sounds like
that's so true.
She wanted something nice.
She just wanted something nice and not to be lied about it. Like, you don't have to. I feel like men have this kind of, or a lot of men have this kind of idea that you have to spend outrageous amounts of money or, buy expensive things to make a woman happy, when it's really, I think it's just time, giving time and honesty and thoughtfulness into what you're giving. Like, you can get, I feel like you can, make a really, you can make something, for example, for a birthday gift or something. Maybe she wants something that you bought or something, but also you could make like a photo album, and that would be a really cute present.
This is an engagement ring.
I know. I'm just saying, in general, you don't have to buy the most expensive thing to impress a woman. I think it's...
But we're talking about
this is not all women. I speak for myself.
The most important gift you can give a woman in her life.
I know, but even she says, I didn't need the most expensive ring. I just wanted something like nice, that showed that he cared.
Okay.
Yeah. And also just the lying. Yeah.
The lying.
But again, this is just me. Y'all might have different things to say in the comments. Put them in there. How much would you want your partner to spend on the ring? What type of rings are you looking for? Anywho. Let's continue with the story. Long story short, I finally answered Mark's calls and kept it as calm as I could. I told him I wanted to take an insurance policy out on the ring because it was very valuable and I was taking it to an appraiser. Mark immediately shut up and told me that I shouldn't do that until he got back, that he already had a warranty in place at the jeweler, and that I shouldn't be making big decisions without him. After he stopped spouting off reasons, I told him that it was too late. I already took the ring to a jeweler and knew that not only was it a worthless piece of glass, but also silver plated. The bastard stammered, and the only intelligent thing that came out of his mouth was, "You took it to a real jeweler?" Huge fight over finances, selfishness, and lying ensued. He accused me of being a gold digger, and I refuted this by asking him to try and remember the last time I ever made him pay for anything or buy me anything. He had no answer. I said I wanted no part of something based on a lie and hung up. Switched the Facebook status from engaged to single, and changed the locks on our apartment and gave our dog to my sister to make sure he doesn't try to keep him. I paid for the dog and all his shots. He'll have a fun time trying to get in when he comes back from his travel. Whoa. Realized that I needed to give this idiot a written letter that says he has 30 days to vacate. I'm giving him the letter the second he walks in. We'll give him a spare key if he insists on staying. Darn. Whoa. That's unraveled quickly.
That's crazy.
I think OP definitely did the right thing, though.
No, you did
I think especially after his response.
Yeah.
I think he could,
The only way for him to get out of this is if he was just clear, be like, hey,
repented. Yeah.
I actually put all our money on a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a ring.
Yeah, if I don't know if there was some other reason, or if he was just like, "Hey, you're so right. I didn't think it was." I don't know what he could say, but I think apologizing and would be a start. But he blamed her. He called her a gold digger.
A gold digger.
Well, you're a cheapskate, so
that's when you fess up.
Fair, yeah.
In the trap, don't call names. Just be like,
don't call names. Yeah,
really want it. But it sounds like he didn't really want it.
It sounds like he didn't even, just based off of his actions with buying the ring, it sounds like he wasn't very invested in the relationship. Yeah. And also he's spreading that around work too. Yikes. Relevant comments. One person says, on one hand, it seems silly to leave someone over a ring, but on the other hand, this is about so much more than the ring. It's about his manipulating and lying to you. That's unacceptable. I'm glad you found a solution that you're comfortable with. Opie says, exactly. The ring just brought all the other issues to head. I'm too angry right now to be sad, but there's no worse feeling when a man that claims to love you takes joy in manipulating you and bragging about what he did to people that know us both personally and in a professional place. Yeah, that's really messed up.
And they work together.
That's so much. It's obviously going to come back to her if you're talking about it. I'm wondering if he he just has no forethought.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so messed up. And there's one final comment from OP. I did love him very much so, but there comes a point where enough is enough, especially when it comes to something he knew I took very seriously. I can't be disrespected anymore. Thus, I'm putting my foot down and making sure my decision sticks. Yeah, I think OP did the right thing. Snaps.
Dude, I am so glad that these women have their heads on straight in these
Yeah,
stories.
these two women are like thinking the most clearly out of anyone. Yeah.
These men,
No.
come on, just
Do better.
accelerate your brain development.
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing, like when women date men who are older than them, it's with the expectation that they're going to be more mature.
But they're not.
They're not.
Or we just
They're
not mature at
not.
all.
No, I don't. I think men can be mature. I think it's a choice.
Whoa.
I think it's choice. And you have to learn and you have to try and grow every day.
Like a plant.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Just, yeah. Sorry.
Men are plants. Men are trees.
Men are trees. You have to water them. You have to water yourself.
Do they have to water themselves?
They have to water themselves. They're a self-contained garden.
Ecosystem.
Everyone is a self-contained garden. And you have to water yourself so that you grow.
This is deep. Pretty deep for a Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Last thoughts. I think going back to the point about like, you know, not needing expensive things. I think if you're the type of person where like that's something that you want, then your partner should respect that too. Especially because you were saying this is something that is so important and like so fundamental to people who are getting married. Yeah. So I think it's less about how expensive the ring is and more about knowing your partner. And if you don't know your partner, then you're doomed from the start.
Yeah. Agreed.
But these people don't love each other anymore. If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
And we love you.
And see you tomorrow.